Each year, on July 30th, we celebrate whistleblowers and the important role that they play in keeping our government transparent and accountable. But as you folks know, the task of supporting whistleblowers doesn't start and stop on July 30th. It's a year-round job, and here in Congress, it's something that we've been working at for decades. When I first came to Washington, many of the whistleblower laws that we take for granted today didn't exist at all. Anybody who dared to blow the whistle back then was as welcome as a skunk at a picnic. Of course, the real skunks were usually there among the crowd trying to discourage whistleblowers, chase them away, and even destroy their reputation. That's still true even today. But now it's a lot harder for these people to get off the hook. That's because whistleblowers today have a lot more protections than they did years ago, and they have important advocates in their corner, such as the IG community, who are there to support them. And when they don't, I call them out for not supporting whistleblowers. You may have heard that I recently recommended that President Biden fire the Federal Home Finance Administration IG, Laura Wertheimer. Last month, the IG decided to resign effective July 31st. It's unusual for me to push the president to fire an IG. In fact, you may recall that in the past years, I've written letters to President Obama and President Trump when they fired IGs without providing reasons to Congress, and those reasons are required by law. And this was a clear-cut case. It was whistleblowers who first brought concerns about the IG to my attention. They said she was abusing her staff, criticizing them for things like their weight or their medical disabilities. She was even retaliating against some of the whistleblowers who spoke to my office. And I saw just how bad things were. I asked then the Inspector General's Community Integrity Committee to conduct their own investigation. They validated many of the whistleblowers' claims and called for her to be removed. Now there's concern that the IG's chief counsel could become the new acting IG, even though that very person obstructed the Integrity Committee's investigation and was recommended for disciplinary action. So earlier this month, I wrote to President Biden urging him to appoint a qualified individual for the acting IG position and swiftly nominate a permanent replacement who will respect their staff and protect whistleblowers the way that they're supposed to as an IG, instead of retaliating against those same whistleblowers. My ongoing work to support whistleblowers also involves new legislation. One bill that we passed recently involves the Commodity Futures Trading Commission Whistleblower Program. Since that program was created, whistleblowers in the commodities industry have come forward in unprecedented numbers to report fraud and abuse. We reached a point within the last year where the upcoming awards were so large, the fund was in danger of not having enough cash on hand to pay whistleblower office staff. My CFTC Fund Management Act, which passed the Congress in June, now allows the Commission to set aside money in a separate account to ensure that staff are paid and this highly successful whistleblower office can remain open. I also have several other bipartisan whistleblower bills that I intend to pass this Congress. I'm working on legislation that will strengthen incentives and protections for whistleblowers who report potential money laundering, as well as whistleblower protections for FBI employees. And I have bills to further strengthen the False Claims Act and Program Fraud Civil Remedies Act. So, as I said earlier, we've accomplished much to aid whistleblowers, but there's still more that needs to be done. So in closing, I want to thank you all for the role that you play in bringing attention to whistleblower issues and advocating on behalf of these politically and patriotic whistleblowers that we have in our government. Your work is in support of whistleblower issues, is service to our country and all the ideals of good government that I've spent my career working to promote. So of course, please keep up the good work. Together, let's make sure the whistleblower laws and protections that we have in place next year and in the year after are even stronger than the ones that we have in place today. Thank you very much and keep up your good work.